ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to another ValveTime review. This episode, we'll review Silent Escape, a new Half-Life 2 Episode 2 single-player mod created by ProBones, a Russian level designer who has been working on this mod for around 12 months. The mod began its life under the name The Recruit, before being rebranded to its current name, Silent Escape. We were kindly given a pre-release beta by its creator, who allowed us to review the mod before its release sometime in late August 2012. As a beta, we expect the final release version of the mod to have a few more bug fixes than the version we played. As usual, we'll include a link to the ModDB page in the description below. Now, let's get started. Gameplay. We'll be the first to admit that our expectations for gameplay in mods is relatively low. It's rare that a mod pulls us in until its completion, no matter how long that may be, but Silent Escape did just that. The pacing was solid, with combat well spaced between moments of quiet exploration and character interaction. The mod is just long enough to feel like something has been accomplished, yet short enough to be completed in a single sitting. Silent Escape follows Half-Life 2 gameplay to a T. We don't have a problem with this mainly because the formula has proven itself time and time again, but it would have been nice to see a few more original ideas in terms of locales. That said, we were extremely impressed by the amount of exciting and inventive set pieces which are used in a variety of the maps to help give the mod a more cinematic experience. Like many source mods, weapons are all taken directly from Half-Life 2 and are found in a slow, logical fashion, meaning the player is given time to get to grips with the new firearm without being spoilt for choice, which could be the case if the player was given 2 or 3 weapons in quick succession. The same could be said of the enemies, which are also taken from Half-Life 2 in its episodes. Combine soldiers, zombies, zombines, hunters, gunships, it's a standard affair which doesn't stray from the usual set. Enemies are spawned appropriately to develop a sense of danger in specific locations without overwhelming the player or the experience becoming overly challenging or frustrating. Presentation. As a Half-Life 2 Episode 2 mod, Silent Escape is able to make use of many of the assets found in the latest Half-Life game, including many models, textures, effects, and environmental themes, such as mines or forests. During the mod, you'll travel through a wide variety of locales, including Half-Life 2-themed city war zones, before moving into countryside landscapes or dark mine shafts reminiscent of Episode 2. Every environment has been given an impressive level of attention to detail, with every tiny detail helping to build immersion just a little bit further. While models and textures help create a detailed game world, particle effects such as fog are used to great effect, helping to build atmosphere and tension during chapters such as the dark forest section in the later half of the game. On the opposite side of the coin, cinematic set pieces are used to offer impressive moments such as Combine APCs crashing through fences or fighting the Combine on the back of a moving train. These moments all feel unique and really help to bring the mod and its environments to life, while also helping to create a sense of scale and urgency few other mods can boast. We did notice a few minor visual glitches, but nothing major enough to be concerned about, and we've been told the final release will fix most, if not all, of these incredibly minor issues. As for sound design, the mod contains a variety of brilliant music tracks taken from the likes of Death Note and David Lynch's work on Inland Empire. The inclusion of these music tracks somehow feels appropriate and fitting, with music from Inland Empire perfectly building upon some of the mod's best fighting sequences. Narration. Narration is really the only part which lets this mod down. It is clear the writing has been written by somebody who speaks English as a second language, but this is understandable as the mod was developed by a Russian-based team. The writing includes quite a few examples of broken English, noticeable primarily in the subtitles. However, this isn't a huge complaint, as the focus of the mod is primarily on gameplay. One area we can't really comment on is the voice acting, which, in the beta version we were provided with, only included Russian voices. Needless to say, as American and British guys writing this review, we really have no clue what is being said or how well the lines are delivered. What we can say, however, is that yes me, the magnificent James Rossi, Jesus Nick, really, will be providing my wonderful, sexy voice to the final English version of the game. What took you so long? The Combine are coming! Basically, the English voice acting will be pretty astounding. Jokes aside, the narrative side of the mod does hold a few plus points worth mentioning. As stated earlier, the mod isn't astounding in length, but is long enough to feature a simple yet effective premise involving exploration, betrayal, and revenge. We feel the mod's narrative style reflects the same used by the original Half-Life, primarily focused on exploring an immersive and rich game world, with short sections of dialogue used to build the story up one brick at a time. The short story arc remains focused on the silent protagonist Sean and his companion's journey and rebellion against the Combine, set at an unspecified time and place in the Half-Life 2 universe. By remaining focused on a small group of characters and their struggle, the story retains emotional weight, which helps largely in the later half of the mod when the major plot twist occurs, even if it feels slightly out of place and very sudden. That said, the plot twist does lead up to an exciting and most satisfying conclusion aboard one of the mod's thrilling set pieces. Performance. As a relatively short mod, the game is broken up into 6 separate maps, all of which feature their own distinct themes. Each map has been optimized to a good standard, meaning that frame rates remain high throughout the wide range of PCs. We played the game on a relatively new gaming PC and a not-so-recent PC, that's mine, both of which played it extremely well at a variety of settings. We did experience a few small instances where frame rates dropped to about half of what they would normally be, but these moments were so rare and minor that these tiny issues weren't really enough to ruin or even dampen the experience. The maps themselves are significantly longer than that found in Half-Life 2 and its sequel episodes, and while there have been cases where this can be detrimental to loading times, Silent Escape is a rare example which shows how good optimization can create larger maps without forcing the player to wait around too long during loading screens. Also worth noting was that we were playing a pre-release beta of the mod, so any performance niggles we may have mentioned could potentially be removed entirely from the final build. Conclusion. We can certainly say we were pleasantly surprised by Silent Escape and feel it's a brilliant example of a mod which puts gameplay and presentation front and center, while not abandoning narrative, a pit which quite a number of mods have fallen into in the past. As for individual scores, we give the gameplay a solid A, presentation also gets an A. Narration gets a B-, mostly due to issues with the broken English writing, while we give performance an A-. Overall, we feel it deserves an A-. We definitely recommend you go try this mod for yourself. It has some very enjoyable moments, and the mod lasts just the right amount of time to remain fun and exciting without overstaying its welcome. We're told the mod is being released in the next few days, so stay tuned to our Facebook page as we'll be sure to let you know when the mod is released. A link to our Facebook wall and Silent Escape's mod DB page can be found in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe for more video reviews and news in the near future. Bye for now.